Yes.
That sort of has flown through a lot in a lot of your work.
Yeah, and one of the big things about Scrum is being for everyone to be generalists. That everyone owns everything as far as like they can. Like a programmer shouldn't be fucking around too much with the art, but like that a program doesn't feel that a piece of the code is owned by someone else and they can't touch it. That's incredibly important. And also, so right now, my main role as producer is actually figuring out an induction process, like getting everyone set up with dev environments, getting everyone like set up with all the different things they need, and then like just helping people where they need it. And also finding a couple of new people, because we're still a few short of where we need to be.
We've been doing a couple of interviews, so...
Yeah, which has been really fun.
It's been exciting. We've learned a lot about the interview process.
Interviewing is interesting.
Interviewing is very different from this side of the looking glass.
Yeah, as you might say.
As you might say.
So, like, it's very interesting, and it's hard. It's actually very difficult to not just get excited about talking to someone about what you're doing and
letting them talk.
And figuring out where they fit into it rather than just letting them talk and get more information about them. And so, interviewing we found is very much about like getting the other person to talk about themselves as much as possible and getting as much of their story as you can.
I think that covers that aspect of it. If you guys want to know more, just chuck us a question and we'll write articles on it, or we can make a video.
So what specifically we want to do is we want to like start writing some articles and on specific things to give you guys a bit more idea of the process, but we have limited time and we're like running in development. So what we really want to do is get you guys to start telling us what you want to see from us. Do you want to see, so some thoughts here is like some more in the Scrum methodology and how we're using it, because you're using it a bit more broadly than you might usually see, in that we're actually using it for production processes like treasury. So that budget one was for our CFO, Rona. I love that we can use the word CFO, it's amazing.
And COO.
So we're looking for a COO at the moment, which is a Chief Operations Officer, CFO being Chief Financial Officer, which is pretty much the person that keeps track of the monies. If you wanted us to talk a bit about what we're doing in Scrum, maybe a bit about our design process and thoughts, because like our creative director has been really doing a great job at getting to the heart of what the ideas behind this game is, and that's been really good considering that like he's very new to this. We're bringing in someone that has a lot of experience at this thing but hasn't actually been with us long, and so it's been very illuminating for me, particularly as a person that did bring the original vision, to have someone actually like asking so many questions to figure out what that vision is. And so I've learned more about what we're trying to do as a result of that. It's been pretty cool. Also maybe about our marketing and like what Anurag's doing, or about like in general, what was this?
Production.
Production. Or in general, like what our structure is, like why we're having certain people in certain places, why we're getting a CFO, general rules for like why you get more people. Like my general rule is if this person is going to make your life easier as a producer and give you less work, you hire them, because your job as a producer is very much to be at a higher level and to be able to see the whole thing, and where, like, if you can get to a point where you have no job other than to look down at the entire project and figure out where things could be improved, that's where you want to be. I mean, that's going to take a long time with us, especially we're a fairly small development. I'm going to be doing things for a while. I'm currently like working on programming, but I'm going to slowly wean myself off that, etc., etc.
Depending on how many programmers we can pick up. And
depending on like how fast we get the new guys up to speed, etc., etc. And so like finding people, and like, so if you want to know more about that sort of idea of like what structures we have and why, we can also talk about that.
Well, we're being very open book about it. Anything, pretty much.
I mean, we don't want to really spoil the game. That's pretty much our only real thing. But otherwise, we want to be as open as we possibly can, considering we have limited time to write things, essentially. Ask us stuff. Like, the other thing is, like, we've got a guy just on legals. Like, if you want to know more about the legal crap that we're currently trying to figure out, because there's a lot of it, let us know.
I reckon we should do an update on the legals next week.
Yeah, we should. We should get Dan in.
Purely because it's a very interesting structure.
It is a very interesting thing that we're doing with that.
because we want to keep it as professional as possible. So we want to keep track of the hours that people are doing.
But they can't be employees.
They can't be employees, technically.
It's really, because like we're not employees. We're a group of people doing this for the love that at the end of the day, we wanted to make this, like, make a commercial product and then all profit off it rather than, but we do have a structure that is kind of like a company.
It's a very professional structure in a semi-professional environment, but without any...
We are what one would call pro-ams, professional amateurs.
Yeah. And... I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Amateurs built the Ark, professionals built the Titanic.
Yeah.
And
oh, who did better? I'll leave it up to you.
So I think we should leave it there.
Yeah. We should probably talk a little bit about the game itself, for those who don't know much about it.
So Particulars.
Yeah.
That's our current project.
So you should say this, because this is your line.
Yeah. So Particulars is a particle physics game which aims to educate without losing any of the core values of having fun.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty concise definition. It's not a pretty worded statement.
Oh, come on, say your worded statement. You've got one. You know which one I'm talking about. So one of the things we've started doing is we've started like writing out some mission statements and things like that. And Eric's been a great help of actually like whittling out what exactly we're trying to do with this company and at this game. And so...
Okay, so much like how Queen aimed to bring ballet to the masses, we aim to bring particle physics to the average gamer.
Yeah. That's it. And I didn't even know that Queen tried to do that before you said that, and now I know more. Like, this is, education.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
We're Freddie Mercury.
So you should know.
What you'll find out very quickly about me is I enjoy analogies.
Yes, he really does. And that's so much of the fun. So yeah, we've like just found some amazing gameplay within the realm of particle physics. It's just actually some really entertaining gameplay in that. And so we're going to use that to then teach people about this world that they might not know about, that is at the heart of everything that you do, at the world and how it works, and yet is very hidden from us. Yeah.
And I think the excitement of for the game comes from the fact that there is so much interesting things happening there, which people just are completely ignorant of.
Yeah.
And you can
There's
look at
crazy shit.
You can look at physics and you can look at it as a dry textbook subject. Yet this adds a whole new meaning to it because you can see the pretty things happening.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
that's pretty important.
So yeah, we should try to get more gameplay videos and stuff out to you guys. But like, as we said, we're kind of building up our processes, so we'll work that out.
We'll definitely get more professional as the weeks go on.
We may get some screenshots out to you before we get a logo up on this video. We'll see.
Well,
we'll get there.
The screenshots will be up on the website.
Oh yeah, there are already some screenshots up on the website, but we haven't really updated them or like, there's a lot of work to be done there.
I reckon we should leave it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So
send us a line about what you want us to talk about more. If there's anything specific you guys are interested in.
Yeah. I've been on Rug Day.
I'm Paul. I have been Paul.
Yeah. I've been known.
I continue to be that. We are part of Throw the Looking Glass. And
it was nice talking to you today.
Talk to you next week.